to the Comfortable in Chaos Podcast. Strangle your demons and let's go.
Y'all need Jesus!
Baby, you can drive my car. You know I'm gonna be a star. Welcome to the Comfortable in Chaos Podcast. I am your host, Eric Hellberg. We're living month in a day, and we are like Einstein over here. We have no special talents. We're just passionately curious about all things pertaining to men. How in the hell did we get here? And where is it that we want to go? Before we touch on the Beatles and driving cars, men, we're trying to grow this channel, and you guys are essential for doing so. So for all my current followers, thank you so very much. Would you be kind enough to give me a new review, good and or bad? We can learn and grow, and also have some good discourse in the process, and follow the show. I would be honored, and let's make it more available to other people that like this form of content. And I hope you enjoyed my last episode called Chasing a Prince. We encompassed a lot of different things there, and that episode went a wee bit long, but I enjoyed bringing it to you. So back to Baby, You Can Drive My Car. Now, that may in fact be a bad sign. If a girl's telling you that, as you guys just met. I'm not going to say it's full-born Gregory Peck in The Omen. But if this is not deciphered and brought into the light quickly, it could potentially be an ominous sign. I mean, why? Because there's a desire for a little bit of public notoriety. And if it were a man saying that, well, maybe we would call that a grandiose narcissist, or at least having some of those traits, especially if there is such a desire to be a star or to achieve a bit of notoriety that no one or no thing will get in their way. In the case of that Beatles song, I tell you what, how did they come up with it all, Lennon and McCartney? They were geniuses. Well, it turns out the gal didn't even have a car if you listen to the song in its entirety. But she ends up stating, even though she doesn't have a car yet, she has now found the driver. Well, men, in the case of your life, and I certainly have found it, have you ever found yourself conscripted? Well, conscripted would denote forced into there. Certainly not initially. You're never forced, right? We've made some type of approach. So we'll say, since we have a voluntary army being used colloquially, that have you ever found yourself voluntarily placed into a situation and you do or have been the driver of that car? Or even better, once you have started driving the car, perhaps you even become the valet, the chauffeur, hell, maybe even a full-born bus driver. For others associated with your new union and or a burgeoning family or a big family to begin with. And then when it seems your usefulness has waned, OMG, man. Well, your driving efficacy has gone down. Maybe your ability to haul those long loads has grown you weary. And or maybe you simply can't afford to take a full bus load any longer. Well, is it now time to find a new baby if you drive my car? You know I'm gonna be a star. How about this one? And a lot of men contend with this. They start off driving because we like to explore. And we can't just say potholes, deviations from the map, bad pit stops, but something happens. And how about this approach? Christian, non-Christian. Maybe that young girl or lady, even advanced in age, maybe they need to be subjected, since we're talking to cars, either at the beginning or at a current state in the relationship, to the car buying process. That may be a little bit more enlightening. You've just never heard this or never heard how, because oftentimes these women may end up accusing you of playing games during this long drive of driving my car. But a lot of times, some of these ladies that are looking for that car driver without having a car to begin with, they may have let you know right up front that they don't play games. Okay. And you men may have in fact heard this statement or a variation thereof in the course of an argument. Maybe had it thrown onto you that perhaps you may be playing games. Well, oftentimes at the very beginning, let's back way up. You may have met someone and they simply tell you, I'm not going to be playing games. I'm not really sure what in the hell that means. You could be married 30 years, or at the very beginning. What does that mean? We think we know. Typically, it backfoots us and we start scrambling. Well, I'm not playing no game. I ain't playing. Well, it's kind of almost a Molotov cocktail of dysregulation, and somehow, no matter how strong a constitution you have as a man, my God, you start defending and or explaining yourself. So what does it really mean? Really what it means is an opening salvo, the initial bombardment of give me and or provide me what I want without any interjection of yourself. You got that, man? I don't want anything of you, no opinion, no other desire, no other inclination. Give me what I want. Well, how about this? For our heathen and our unchurched brethren out there, our male brethren, how about this for a reply? Well, great. So what are you willing to pay for this, ma'am? Honey, what are you willing to pay for this? Sounds like you are offering me some type of transaction. Now, we're on the left side of the spectrum here. No political ideology on the left side. So no games. We're on the unchurched side. And since I am driving my car, you didn't have one, remember? Okay. Well, why don't we head right on over to the hotel and just like R. Kelly sang, running my hand through my fro, bouncing on 24s. You get the idea? All right. Well, let's go to the right side. No political ideology. And let's just simply say for my morally grounded church brethren men, well, great, ma'am. Great, honey. Okay. Well, why don't we take that same car, drive on over and meet my pastor? If he deems you fit enough, we can then drive right to the county courthouse and take care of biz. No games, right? Well, my guess is if you take that approach as the same approach that was taken with you, well, you'll get to actually see some of that young lady's and or that woman's game. She'll start running her game. and then possibly some real hemming and hawing. Interesting, huh? Yeah, you juxtapose a few different pieces of the puzzle and you start getting an entirely new picture. I tell you what, let's make this a brief but concentrated series. And we'll call this Baby You Can Drive My Car Part 1. And some of this information, hopefully you're finding it entertaining and educational, was adapted by me, but spoken about by Dr. Orion Terrabin. I'm finding him immensely useful and very entertaining. So his website's called Psychax. He's on YouTube. Good dude. So until next time on the Comfortable in Chaos podcast, I bid you bon voyage, my burgeoning flock.
Until next time, like and subscribe to the Comfortable in